Hello everyone, welcome to another video from the Cheapo Dad. Thank you so much for tuning into the video. Today we are doing our part 2 of our 10 side hustles you can use and do right now to go out there and get your own stimulus check. If you didn't see part 1 of the video, go back, watch part 1 so you can get caught up, come back to us for part 2. Alright, we start right now. All right, and again, just a caveat, these aren't in any particular order. I don't think one is better than the other. These are just ones that I wanted to let people know about. This next one, number 6 here, it's going to be a little bit different, I think, and what some of you might not have thought of, but number 6 is going to actually be work as support staff at your local school district, elementary, middle school, high school, whatever the case might be. And so I'm not talking about being a teacher or anything like that. I'm talking about these schools often need people. It's hard for them to get enough people that as support staff, and these are usually part-time positions. School bus drivers, lunch aides, playground aides, bus aides, crossing guards. There's lots of different options. Coaching, if sports is maybe a passion of yours and you want to do some coaching. Obviously, you have to like kids. But just on a personal note here, I had a couple of businesses years ago. One of them was a restaurant that I ended up having to close up. It was really devastating. One of the hardest things I ever went through, but I decided at that point I was going to go back to college, finish school, get my degree. I had been going off and on for years and I had nothing, and I sort of fell into working as a school bus driver because I still needed to support my family. Started out part-time, I eventually went full-time, but the cool thing with the school bus driver and a lot of these things are they're split shifts. So for someone going to college, I recommend anybody going to college, especially like in-person, school bus driver is a great gig for you. You have to get a Class B CDL. If that's not something you're interested in, you can be a bus aide as well. It doesn't pay quite as well, but it's something you can do. And basically, you go to the bus yard early in the morning, run your first route. It's a couple hours, whatever the case, depending on how long your route is. Then you have a few hours in the middle of the day. You go back in the afternoon for a couple hours, few hours, whatever the case. Some of it's short is an hour and a half, depending on how short the route is. It depends on your schedule, obviously. But for me as a college student, it was great because I would go work 4 hours in the morning. I'd study in the middle of the day. I'd go back and work another 4 hours in the afternoon. Then I'd go to school at night. I had weekends and holidays off, and so it was fantastic. And I went from 0 degrees to 4 in a year's time. I'll do a video on that sometime. 3 of those are associate's degrees, though, so don't be too impressed that I already almost had an associate's degree. But still, it was a lot of work, but I was able to do it. But again, that's definitely one that's kind of outside of the box, but definitely consider it if you like kids and you need to make some extra money. It's a great, fulfilling way to help your community and make some extra money. Okay, number 7, rent out your couch. Rent out your couch? What? I know, you probably think I'm crazy. So Airbnb is what I'm talking about in this case, and you can literally rent out your couch. I actually read an article about a couple in New York, and they rented out their couch for $65 a night or something like that, and they made enough money to cover half their rent or something like that. So obviously with this one, you're going to have to be comfortable with strangers coming in and staying at your home. But basically the idea is it's an air bed and breakfast. People come book a room through an app. The app takes, a cut of what you make, but it can be a great way if you have an extra room, or again, even a couch. And if you're comfortable, again, you have to be comfortable with strangers coming into your home, but if you're comfortable with that, you can make great money doing that on the side. Some people even will, for a weekend, for example, or maybe just one night, depending on their home, they rent out their whole home, go get a hotel room, and the cost of covering the hotel room was more than enough to where they still put money in their pocket from renting the house out. This is going to have an effect, obviously, depending on the area of the country that you live in. But this can be a great way to make extra money without a whole lot of effort. All right, number 8. If you're crafty, sell stuff on Etsy. So Etsy is an online marketplace where you can sell vintage items, crafts, services, different things like that. I personally haven't done this one, but I do know someone who does Etsy. She's been doing it for a few years, and she actually makes $20,000 a year doing Etsy part time. Again, it's going to usually be for if you're a little bit more artistic, I should say. So not one that I've personally done, but a lot of people do it and have a lot of success on it. So definitely check that out if that's something that is within your skill set. Okay, number 9 is actually one of my favorites, and that's going to be secret shopping, focus groups, and online surveys. So if you're not familiar with secret shopping, basically companies contract other companies to have people go into their businesses and evaluate how their employees are doing. Focus groups are literally you just get paid to give your opinion about something. So you're asked about a particular subject, maybe a product that you need to test out or something like that, and then you're asked about your opinion for your time. You're paid. And then online surveys is literally just taking surveys and getting paid for it. With the secret shopping, so a lot of times it's going to be restaurants, but there's lots of businesses that need the service. Stores. So with the restaurants and the stores especially, oftentimes the compensation is they're going to reimburse you for the meal. I've seen it at casinos as well. I don't particularly like to do those ones. I have in the past. I've gotten Little Caesars and Five Guys. I've done shops for them, and where I wasn't compensated, but I don't like to eat out too much, so to me it was a free meal. But generally speaking, what I do and what I recommend for you if you do this one is make sure that you get compensated in addition to any reimbursement for any product or service that they're having you buy. There are literally thousands of these out there. Again, links in the description for all of these things. For surveys, there's lots of companies out there. The one that I like to use is Swagbucks. Link for that. But on the surveys, I just want to caution you, sometimes they can take really, really long to where it's like $1 and the survey takes you almost an hour. So you're going to want to balance that out and make sure it's worth it. If you don't mind and you're just don't have anything else to do, hey, no problem. It's up to you, but that's just one thing I want to caution you on. Make sure that you're getting compensated for what you feel is worth your time. And I don't think $1 for 1 hour is not worth it. They often will say the times of what it takes to do the surveys. Just as a rule of thumb, I would double it. I would go in and do these surveys and it's not a thing where I was watching TV or messing around, going through and trying to answer the questions accurately and honestly, but as quickly as I can, and it would always take me almost double the time of what they said. So just keep that in mind when you're taking those surveys. Finally, we come to number 10. For this one, I don't care who you are, I don't care what your skill set is, what your education is, what area of the country you live in. If you have an internet connection or a smartphone, you can use this method to make money. It's called Fiverr, and basically Fiverr is an online freelance website, and it's just full of anything you can think of, basically, for services or things that people might need done. They go to Fiverr to find someone to do something for. I'm talking building websites, helping someone set up a podcast, intro, outro for YouTube, anything. But and it's not, I've just named some technical stuff, but it's for anything. They have people on there that will be your friend or talk to you for starting at $5. So if you're willing to talk to someone, you can make money on Fiverr. There's so many different things. I'm talking just anything you can think of. I'm just scratching the surface with what they have available. But it's a great place to go if you need something done or you need some help with something. But it's also a great place where you have any kind of skills. You can go there and make money. Link in the description for Fiverr. If you use my link, you get up to $100 and I get up to $100, so that would definitely help the channel. But check it out if that's something that you're interested in. Alright, that's going to do it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the video. If you didn't watch part 1, again, go back and watch part 1. If you like the content in this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with someone. Like I said, I'm just trying to get some street cred with that YouTube algorithm to get the channel off the ground. And please leave me comments in the comment section if there's something that I forgot about, or maybe there's a side hustle that you can think of. I'd love to hear about it. All right, thank you so much, everybody, and until next time, don't leave money on the table.